What up, what up? This is Geek Nerd Tech. We in the place to be. We got a lot to cover today. Amazon and Google got major beef, and the Twilight Zone might be coming back. Let's get to it.
You are tuned in to Black Hollywood Live's Geek Nerd Tech.
Welcome to Black Hollywood Live. This is Geek Nerd Tech, GNT. Man, you back in the place. What's up, man? Ryan Hollins is in the building.
This is a record, man.
I know, 2 in a row. Wow. You might have a permanent seat, right?
That'd be a privilege, my man. That'd be a privilege, man.
Right. All right. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Good, man. Good. Yeah, well, we got a lot to cover today, man. Got some really dope topics. Let's just hop right in, man. Netflix. You're a Netflix subscriber, right?
I sure am.
They are trying to experiment with interactive programming TV for adults, meaning that as you're watching a show, you're able to decide, the narrative of the show. Like, hey, okay, you get invested in these characters, and now you can decide if they do this or that, and it has a different alternative like storyline. Do you think that that's a great model of content for the Netflix platform? Do you think that's going to work? What's your take on that?
You haven't the slightest idea how excited I am for that.
Really?
You really don't. I'm going to take you back right now. I'm going to tell you a story.
Man, run it.
Back in the 5th and 6th grade, I used to read R.L. Stine books, and I remember Goosebumps. I'm going to go back. I'm a nerd out.
Take it back.
This is Geek Nerd Tech, by the way, so I can nerd out.
You can.
And they had certain books where you could choose the narrative of the story.
Right.
And where it would go or what would happen or, does he run? Does he fight? Does he make certain choices? And I just love that idea for TV or for a story or a movie or a series. And now I feel like I'm really in there because, Akili, and I know you can maybe speak to this. There's a part in the movie where you get so mad because you're like, no, he should have just went right instead of left, or why'd he run? Or like, It was silly to run, or everybody has their different personalities or takes. So,
yeah.
I mean, we can imagine, sometimes you watch a really great movie and you get mad off that one choice. Like, it sticks with you, kind of forever.
For sure. So, I mean, I get what you're saying from looking at it from the vantage point of like a child or adolescent and being, invested in this storytelling, this world, and being able to have the power to control and decide the fate of the characters, right? But does this work for an adult audience? So they've already tried it on Netflix with kids, and it seems to work because kids obviously want to press stuff. They like the interactivity of it. But do you think that this could really bring in adults? I mean, because I don't know if the interactive choice selection works for that type of demographic. Do you think it could work?
I think it does for adults, and I think I don't know what pops in my mind, but it's a horror film. It's a scary film where you're running away. Do I fight? Do I run? What's the better? Do I pick up the axe or the shovel? Like, what do I do in these situations? So as an adult, I mean, I like that interactive part, or sometimes you watch a Netflix film and it's kind of like, all right, like I'm going to sleep to my Netflix film. Like, I can't get through it, or I don't know what the next is. Like last night, for instance, I don't know if you've seen, I was watching Punisher.
Yeah.
So I fell asleep to Punisher, but that's kind of like my nighttime deal. I'll watch half the show.
Right.
And then I'm like, okay, I got to go and pick up at the other part. I just finished Defenders. I don't know if you checked that out. Finished that too. So
not too happy with that, but all right, whatever. I get what you're saying.
I hear you. I hear you, but there are a couple choices that I wish
you would have changed, right?
They were made smarter.
Exactly. Exactly. All right. Well, hey, that's, I guess, a TBD. To be determined if Netflix can develop this type of interactive content that we can all engage in. I'm interested to see what happens. I mean, watching it on an iPad or on a phone and being able to decide what happens with my stories does sound interesting. I wonder if it'll work. So we will see. But that is coming soon to Netflix. They are developing that much further. So yeah, at the top I said Google and Amazon have beef. What's going on with these two companies? These big two titans going head to head. Man, this is like a huge feud, and essentially it's about, hey, well, one device says, I'm not going to have your platform on my device. Another device is saying, well, I'm not going to have your platform on my device. Essentially, Amazon has the Fire Stick. YouTube has the Chromecast. Amazon is like, nah, you can't even have YouTube on my joint, son. Man. And Chromecast is like, well, fine, then you can't have Amazon Prime on my joint, partner. What's going on, bruh?
Didn't we just talk about a feud last week?
We did. A lot of cats is feuding right now.
And there's a lot of money at stake. and I talked about Lauren and Chris, my kids just getting into it, fighting over a box of crayons when there are enough crayons for everybody to have.
Right.
Google and Amazon, they become it's just like a part of life.
Yeah.
Like Achille, how do I change a spare tire? Well, we'll go to YouTube. We'll figure it out.
Exactly.
In Amazon, well, hey, I need a wrench that only fits a 3/8 or whatever. I'm probably butchering it.
Yeah.
Ordered off Amazon. So if these two way of lives, if that's even a term, these two way of lives can really not blend or not mesh. Like, come on, fellas, like make money together. It's not that big of a deal. I know they're both respectively trying to take over the world.
Yeah.
It's safe to say,
right.
but work together or coexist. You have two great platforms. Like you don't win anything. Do they gain anything by this feud?
No, they don't gain anything. But like you said, the audience, the consumer is the one that suffers. It's like, yo, well, I happen to have the Fire Stick. I happen to like YouTube. So why am I being punished because you guys are feuding? Or I happen to have the Chromecast and I want to watch some Amazon shows on it. How come I can't get that? Like, so we suffer because of the, I guess, the negligence on their part. But I do feel like as a company, if you were Amazon and I was Google, like we both trying to make money. And so I'm not going to let you take advantage of my intellectual property as I would think you wouldn't allow me to take advantage of yours. So what happens? Okay, well, let's play this game of war. Okay, well, let's see. Let's see if I pull you two from Amazon. Let's see how many people will come to the Chromecast. Or like instead of buying...
I'm not using Chromecast, bro.
Okay. But you're not using a Fire Stick either, though. But
I sure am.
Oh, you are? I didn't know that.
Yeah, how else you think I see my Netflix?
I thought you had the Apple TV.
Apple TV is so old, bro.
Okay.
Limits your capabilities.
So I mean, just roll with the hypothetical though. So
okay.
As YouTube, like I think that if I pulled it from the Fire Stick, like I would also pull that audience to come over to the Chromecast. You don't think that's plausible?
You could think that way. You could put it out. I could see if this was like Alexa and Google Home beefing out. Like, go at it. You guys are immediate competitors, nothing like it. But there are two things that Google and Amazon are great at. So work within each other. Like Google, you don't want to create the Amazon, marketplace, and you don't want to create a search engine, essentially, or what Google is great at for Amazon. Like, learn how to work together, and if anything, make money together. Maybe you tax each other. Like, I'm gonna tax you a certain thing, or like, hey, this is just a gentleman's agreement. You use our apps, we'll use your apps, or use your platform. You could use ours, but I mean, work together. There's a time to fight and there's a time to get along, and I just don't think that this is a time to fight. I can't see it. And you mentioned earlier, it only hurts consumers, and then at the end of the day, you end up having to work together anyways, or you end up losing a number of customers and everybody's unhappy.
Well, hey, I touche to that point. I think we all do need to work together. Interesting to see like how this pans out. But I tell you one thing that is working and one company that is working well, and that is the Vizio soundbar. The soundbar is incredible, y'all. Like, it has the best sound, cinema, crystal clear, like in your face, just like, man, you watch your favorite sports game or movie, like you're getting that real live interactive, like you're in the spot type of sound. And they have the 36-inch 2.1 sound bar system that they dropped with their sound bar. It's gotten a lot of great reviews and ratings. It's gotten 5 stars. It's actually CNET's editor's choice. Like, this sound bar is like really, really raking in the reviews, and a lot of people are happy with it. So I encourage everyone out there to go check this out. It's a great add-on to your home theater system. Like, you can't just have the cool 4K visual. You got to have the sound to accompany it. So you guys go ahead and check that out. I stand by it. It's a great piece of technology, and it's only going to make your experience of watching content even that much better. So yeah, man.
Sweet.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, let me ask you this, my man. Let's switch gears a little bit, brother.
Let's do it.
Apple now sells an unlocked SIM-free version of the iPhone X. Is that big news to you?
It is, in a sense, for me, maybe, because I searched for it and it wasn't there.
Right.
And this last season, I played ball overseas.
There
and
you
I
go.
had
There you
to,
go.
right before I left, I couldn't have that T-Mobile SIM card or that
Right.
AT&T SIM card. I had to be able to switch out my phones, and my wife like, hey, you can't necessarily buy that iPhone X overseas or everywhere around the world, or it's really gonna tax you. So I'm glad that they unlocked the card and you're not really just locked into these phone companies, because I want the freedom when T-Mobile or AT&T or whoever, Verizon, starts tripping to say, hey,
I'm out.
I'm going with the other guy.
Yeah, you want the freedom of choice. You want the flexibility to be able to say, okay, this is my device of choice, and I want to be able to take it with me wherever I am in the world. And like for you, someone that travels a lot and is always on the move, that's a perfect device to be able to have the choice to be able to do that. And so I agree with you, because there's tons of times where I'm like, forget Verizon, and I want to like switch to something else. But go ahead, you're about to say something.
Who's your phone carrier?
Verizon.
Verizon, right? And these phones hold an immense value, okay? Because they're darn near
we're talking about a G-ball, bro, minimum.
laptops.
Yeah, exactly.
You're having a laptop, and they hold value, which is best.
right.
It's a nice investment.
That's right.
So before you get that iPhone X, if you want to sell your 7, you're not locked in and saying, hey guys, T-Mobile only.
Right, I can sell it to whoever now.
Exactly.
So it actually makes it a little bit more valuable because there's more opportunity for you to sell it back.
Yep.
So I feel that. However, I don't feel the phone. Like, I'm not too geeked on the phone. I know we talked about. Hold on, we talked about.
I
this
want to hear
offline.
you. That was just
wait.
Oh, that was just the.
I'm mistaken. No, we talked about the iPhone 8. We didn't talk about the X. What is your take on the X before I get into my points on that? Do you like it? Is it something you would buy? Do you have it? Like, kind of give me where you are with it.
You know, I'm locked in the system. Whether it sucks or not, I'm gonna buy it. I'm locked in. I'm captive. They have me. Apple has me held captive. But I want to see these features work. I haven't heard or I haven't seen anybody walking around doing something crazy. I never did the thumbprint. Like, my phone is completely unlocked. I don't want to be stuck or like have some pizza on my hands and I can't like open my phone with my elbow or something for some odd reason.
Let's keep it real, bro. It's facial recognition. Is that a big thing for you? Do you care about that?
I have to see how it works. Other than unlocking your phone, will this work with apps? Will this change some stuff? The videos look really cool, but them actually being used and play. Like, I have yet to actually use Siri. Like, who uses Siri other than old people?
Bro, nobody uses Siri.
You can't. Because if I'm at a ball game or I'm in traffic or I'm at the mall, Siri's not hearing you talk.
No.
I'm sorry.
Siri is useless.
And if you try to talk, it's not gonna recognize you talking. Like my kids love Siri. like Siri, you remember at the house and killing? Siri, say this. Alexa, say this. So voice recognition is a little far away. I'm a little pleased with the Google Home voice recognition wise. I will admit that. But nonetheless, my point was, I don't expect the technology to be there. It may have a couple of cool perks, and what Apple does is they're going to make these iPhone 7s and 8s just kind of work not as good, and then you're like, oh, I have to update. My phone keeps crashing. It's not fast enough.
So are you buying the iPhone 10X?
I'm in. I don't have a choice.
Okay.
They've locked me in.
No, what I'm saying is, like, you wouldn't wait another cycle, or like you trying to get it right now?
I'm in, bro. Like, they got me by the collar. Like, I'm getting drug along the thing. Like, I can't get out. And then I'll probably get the S. And then after that, I'll get the one after that.
No, I got you.
You know, unfortunately.
Well, I'll tell you what is in that Vizio soundbar.
Yes, absolutely. With increasingly thin profile of home theater displays and TV screens, built-in speakers have gotten smaller.
Yes.
Adding a soundbar brings movies and TV shows to life with crystal clear audio and room-filling sound, my man.
Right.
Listen up. Vizio soundbars are powered by DTS technology, giving you extraordinary sound experience. Redefine your home theater with a Vizio 36-inch 2.1 soundbar system. CNET's editor's choice, and you know I love CNET, dog. Like, I'm a CNET junkie. You know that, Akili.
You are.
Like, let's for real.
If they saying it's high, it must mean something.
And the first soundbar to earn 5 stars, man.
Was
Facts.
Facts. Man.
Unbeatable savings when you combine our best deals of the year on displays on soundbars.
I love it. Vizio, baby.
Brother.
Woo! Well, let's keep it moving, man. This is an interesting story that came on my desk. I want to get your take on it. So, as you know, the Senate, passed the new tax bill, right, which will be affecting a lot of us in a very adverse way. And John McCain, in all of this, same timing, hops on Twitter and says, hey, guys, I'm almost at 3 million. I only need 74 more people to follow me. Can you please follow me? And so he did that, right? And he got a lot of flack and criticism because, like, yo, you're focusing on your Twitter followers, and you're not really even speaking or addressing the people's needs or concerns about this tax bill. And a lot of people aren't for the tax bill. And so what happened was people started unfollowing him. And so, like, he's trying to promote, get to that 3 million number. And now he's getting less and less followers, and people are like almost like boycotting his Twitter. So I want to ask you, like, is that retribution? Is that justice? What do you think about that?
Man, like, this is the world we live in today, man. Like, this is really the world we live in, where the so-called leaders of the world, not that you ever really had a great amount of faith in them,
Right.
but they're taking to Twitter. And, Trump has just really started that. And just, the whole idea of politics really never were, I guess, a good thing, but now they're just really being revealed for what they are. And, maybe he caught himself trying to be a little Trumpish, or trying to be trendy.
Right.
Asking for that. It was probably done in, said in just honestly, just in good favor. But it really backlashed and absolutely at the wrong time. Hey, I'm at 3 million. Give me 75 more for the million. You really, in that, when you have 3 million, you can organically let 75 grow.
You. Right.
And for sure, he didn't mean it in that regard, but it just came off really, really bad.
A little insensitive because people are scared with this tax bill. People are like really trying to figure out how they're gonna maintain their standard of living, how they're going to feed their families. And so it's like, you in Congress represent us. So if your focus is on your Twitter followers and not how we feel and how we can improve our society, like that's seems like your morals and values are in the wrong place. So in a way, I kind of feel them creating this unfollow me campaign. I think it's just.
I hope those people unfollow Trump too. I hope they aren't hypocrites either, because if you don't follow McCain, but you follow Trump or you follow somebody else, you need to take a real assessment of who you are following on, Twitter or Instagram, because there are bigger evils than that. And I'm surprised he didn't become more popular for him. And it's normally you become infamous. We're sitting here talking about it on, Geek Nerd Tech.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So
unfollow. But I'll tell you who I will follow, and that is this company called Vizio. They got a crazy product.
Me too.
The sound bar. They dropped this 36-inch 2.1 sound bar, and it is amazing. It's delivering like incredible, just spectacular, cinematic, crystal clear sound, and it's a great accompaniment to your home theater display. Of course, you got the big screen on your wall or in your family room. You want to be able to have the sound that goes right there with it. So I personally like going to the movie theaters, but I also love experiencing it in my home, and to be able to have a sound bar that delivers that movie theater experience in my living room or family room, it's like a perfect thing. And so this sound bar has been getting a lot of great reviews. It's been rated off the chain. CNET Editor's Choice. It's gotten like 5 stars. And hey, you cannot beat it. Like, the Vizio soundbar is one of those devices. It's a must-have device. And so I encourage everybody out there to go ahead and drop that money and go get that, son. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's worth it. CNET gave you 5 stars. It's worth it.
Well, yeah, man.
What else is worth it?
Are you familiar with, did you watch Get Out, Jordan Peele?
Yeah.
Fan? Thumbs up? Okay. Well, my man, dude, he is about to drop a reboot, actually, and bring back a classic, and some might argue the best television show of all time, and that is The Twilight Zone. This is like fantastic news. I think Jordan Peele is the perfect dude for this. Like, his mind, his creativity, his way to like merge comedy and horror and suspense and all these different genres and create something that's spectacular. Like, this is a perfect showrunner for this property. And so he's also teaming up with Simon Kinberg and Marco Ramirez. But I want to get your take. I mean, I know that Twilight Zone, is an old franchise. I don't know if you caught it as a kid, if that is something
you
that
have a choice.
Okay,
it just ran.
Exactly. Are you excited about this?
Yeah, I'm hyped, man. Twilight Zone was so far ahead of his time because it just opened up just different like mental planes, like outside of reality.
Exactly.
And for a thinker, even just being as a kid at the time, it would take you just innumerable places and thoughts, and the fact that we actually, like, there was no no great camera work, no You know what I'm saying? So this was all just pure like imagination, like
Pure creativity, right?
We have the ability today to take you places on film.
Yeah.
And where it looks real or someone's face gets eaten off or something, it looks realistic. So I'm excited for this. And for those who aren't really familiar with Get Out, I suggest you go and watch it because Get Out was one of those films that just made you think. And it was really just a simple film to make, man. I mean, they had the actors and they had an old style house pretty much, like, you know, but just imagining that there are these Get Out was like an alternate reality without giving away too much.
But a slam dunk, grand slam movie. Like everything that you could want in a movie, it had. Like, had suspense, it had comedy, it had great acting, thought-provoking, conversation starting. And I think this what this Twilight Zone could bring also. And very, very similar, I don't know if you're hip to Black Mirror. You watch that on Netflix?
Don't look at me like that, bro. This is a moment we're going to fight on camera.
We could square up because last time, it was like a year or two ago, I told you to peep Black Mirror. You're like, what's that?
I told you to watch Black Mirror.
No, heck no. Bro, you were out of control.
Are you serious right now?
You were out of control, bro. You were like, what's Black Mirror? Like, I don't even like mirrors.
You're not serious right now.
Whatever, anyway.
Are you going to come on camera and say this?
I'm on camera. I'm on the mic saying it, bro. You weren't hip to Black Mirror.
But anyway. Something else. Have you even finished it?
Really? Really?
No, really.
Anyway. Black Mirror, Twilight Zone, you see the similarities. It's definitely a market for it. It's definitely a space for it. I mean, the Twilight Zone ran from 1955 to 1964. They brought it back in 1985, and it ran for another 4 years to 1989. And then they tried one last time on UPN, I think from like 2002 to 2003. So this show got picked up by CBS All Access. They don't know when it's going to air or how many episodes, but I can say I'm extremely excited for it. I think Jordan Peele's gonna really knock this one out the park.
You know what I like? See, you wouldn't even know this, but my man from Black Mirror actually was in Get Out. If you really watch it,
that's a fact.
I'm throwing that out.
Wow.
But
name the episode.
You can see the very first one.
That's not the first episode.
He was the first one, bro.
The first episode is when they fuck the pig. But it's okay. Get your facts right, bro. Get your facts right.
They did not do a pig. They had
that's the first episode.
It was what do you call it? Where they were living and they were like, I got 5 stars or whatever. And then he was riding the bike.
Episode 2. Episode 1 is he had to fuck the pig. But it's all good. It's
Can
all
you
good.
say that on?
Yes, you can say that. It's a fact.
Wow.
Anywho.
Somebody censor this man.
Anywho.
He's lost his mind today.
I'll tell you what's not censored.
Well, can I tell you?
I'll tell you what's not censored.
Don't don't take my tease away. Listen, man, with an increasingly thin profile of home theater displays and TV screens, the built-in speakers have gotten even smaller. And adding a soundbar brings movies and TV shows to life with crystal clear audio and room-filling sound.
You know it.
Listen, my man, the Vizio soundbars are powered by DTS technology. If you don't know anything about DTS, you need to learn because it's giving you an extraordinary sound quality experience.
Yes, sir.
Facts.
Redefine
your home theater experience with the Vizio 36-inch 2.1 soundbar system. CNET gave this 5 stars, bro.
Hey,
do you understand?
fantastic.
Like, if you get 5 stars, that's like the Grammy of the tech world. Like, but anyways, when it gets better, earn an unbeatable savings when you combine our best deals of the year on display on soundbars.
I love it.
So you can get deals, you get soundbars, you get
deals on deals on deals
and all that. Like a soundbar is everything because it's everything in one.
That's right.
But anyways, we got greater things to move on to. This is a hot show.
Hey man, I love it.
Talk to me.
So one of my favorite shows. I don't know if we talked about this either, man, but this is cool. I'd love to get your take on this. One of my favorite shows, on Netflix, is Stranger Things. And
you don't know if we talked about this.
Obviously, we talked about season 1.
You put me on Stranger Things.
And Black Mirror.
I'm an honest man.
And Black Mirror. Obviously, we talked about season 1. Season 2 was just as fantastic and amazing. And I don't know if you heard, but I heard, and we all heard that, it got, we're bringing it back for a season 3. And so I'm super geeked. Did you like season 2, and are you excited for season 3?
I love season 2. You asked the question, was it greater than season 1? All fair. And I told you straight up, like, because I know I had to teach you a lot of things. You couldn't have a season 2 without a season 1. So it was great, but once you fall in love with those actors, which you know what you want, it's like, okay, Akili, when you have a dinner at a buffet and you get a little bit of everything. You got a little bit of everything. And the food is.
I don't know what a buffet. I don't do buffets.
The food is bomb. The food is bomb. But there are a couple things like that mac and cheese and that chicken.
You must be hungry.
And possibly the stuffing that just sticks out. And you're like, man, I need some more of that mac and cheese. I need some more of that stuffing.
Okay.
I don't need everything else.
So what you saying, bro? What you saying?
That's what you got in season 2 of Stranger Things. You got a strong dose of things that you loved. There were interactions. There were actors that moved on and just got like an expanded role.
Okay.
The little girl grew hair. We see how adorable she is.
Do you think that, so, you know, we have great momentum, right? Season 1 was a home run. Season 2 was a home run. Do we have great momentum going into season 3? Do you think season 3 can sustain that same type of like fanfare and energy and like, oh man, this show is the shit?
Are you
like,
asking?
I'm asking.
Did you
what
cuss
do you think?
again?
Yeah, I
Can we
cussed.
bleep him out?
Man.
You want to have a?
Do you want to answer
a serious answer?
Do you want to answer the question?
You want to answer
the question?
It can. You want to know why? Because I still really don't know what the bad guy or what the thing is. It's not really explained to me, but it's freaking me out because anytime you have a government conspiracy and you're hiding things and you got the 80s, and for us as 80s babies, I remember, I don't want to say frustrated Akili, but I liken this to, we talked about this. When we grew up, everything was for the baby boomers.
That's right.
Everything was in the 40s and the 50s, and that's what they always reminisce back to. Okay, reminisce back to that time. I couldn't apply to that. I couldn't see that. But now, Akili, us 80s babies, even our late 70s babies, we are that generation. We are necessarily the consumer now. So now they reminisce back to our time.
That's right.
When I watched the show, even if it wasn't good, I just kind of get happy.
The nostalgia,
seeing,
right?
Like,
You're seeing like the different elements that made our childhood kind of cool. Like
handlebars on the bikes.
Video games, arcades.
Yes.
All that type of stuff.
The cute girl.
Yeah, well, you never had those, but it's all good. Anyway, I'll tell you what is dope, my man. I'll tell you what is dope and what will get you the girls
Tell
is
me.
the Vizio soundbar, bro, because you want to be able to have people over for like, you know,
Something
the
else.
Super Bowl or for movie night, and you want to be able to present them not only with the crystal clear quality screen and image, but you want the sound to accompany it. And that's what the Vizio soundbar is doing, is giving you that amazing cinematic, like real, like drop me in the war type of like feel. I want to feel like I'm watching Saving Private Ryan. I want to feel like I'm like front row at the basketball game. I want to feel like I'm front row at the concert. And that's what the Vizio soundbar is doing. It's powered by the DTS technology and it's giving you literally an extraordinary experience. I highly recommend it. The 36-inch 2.1 soundbar system actually got reviewed by a lot of great tech companies. CNET's Editor's Choice, and it's one of the first soundbars to earn 5 stars. And I highly recommend it. You definitely need this piece of technology. Especially coming up for the holidays, get you that so that you can have that one of a kind family movie night experience.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
it is pretty dope, man. Well, yeah, man, that kind of wraps up our show, brother. I appreciate having you on as always, man. You always give good takes, but yeah, we'll have to check you out. You have to check us out next week. But before we go, I want people to check you out. So where can they find you?
At the Ryan Hollins on Twitter, the tweeter. Blow me up like John McCain, my man. Ryan Hollins on Instagram.
Unfollow campaign. Unfollow campaign.
Unfollow campaign. I need to play off that. Check me out, man. Man, it's a blessing, man. My man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Akili Shine, AKILISHINE. Look forward to rapping with y'all next week. Ryan, thanks again for coming through.
man.
We'd love to have you on. Maybe you come through next week.
I would love to.
Let's rock.
My
All
man.
right.
From executives Keven Undergaro, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, and the entire BHL staff, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us. info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I am the official voice of Black Hollywood Live, Scipio. Instagram me at KingXOBay. Thanks for tuning in.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.